Hello. It has been a while, hasn't it? On the 21st of April 2012, I have decided to give YouTube a try. Not as a viewer, but as a content creator. I have taken an approach that was rather popular back in the day, and that is recording Let's Plays. At that time, I was really passionate about video games, which obviously is nothing new, and it wasn't back in the day, but it is just the way it is. However, before creating this channel on the 21st of April 2012, my good old friend Radzinski has invited me to join his group of friends to play and record Terraria together. It was a good chance to give it a shot, maybe something would come out of it. And, it was fun. I remember there was a decent banter and some fun stuff happening each time we would sit down and have few hours of a good game. But then I have realized I can try and do some Let's Plays of my own. Now keep in mind, before creating this channel, I have had other projects and different channels. Some of them are gone, some of them are still staying. But I would just consider it as a simple random posting of some random stuff, so it doesn't really matter. But exactly 10 years ago today, I have released my first video on this channel, which for several reasons it no longer exists. It has started my journey in Minecraft with a small twist. The purpose of those Minecraft series was to catch the tornado in-game and attempt to survive. Certainly the mods were included, as Minecraft doesn't have tornadoes in it, and I believe it is the same till this day. The series were called Beyond the Hurricane. They didn't last too long, as the final result was quite disappointing to say the least. However, I remember it has started catching quite a bit of attention, considering I haven't done any promotion for my channel. It is a shame that I got rid of it. It would be nice to see how much times have changed. I was releasing other projects as well. I have tried playing Path of Exile, The Sims 3, even came back to Terraria but in single player mode instead. I have also attempted to create a playthrough of Diablo 3 with my good friend Radzinski back in the day, and the idea was to play the game without using healing potions. We have published some videos, but then concluded it early, either due to lack of time, or simply losing passion, or, if my memory serves me right, I had quite a lot of technical issues and I just simply wasn't able to play games properly, or it's just the fact that my PC or my laptop at that time was just completely dead. So it just is what it is. Now, since day one of creating this channel, I wanted to create gaming videos with either unique challenges or something that has been tried much. Minecraft with tornadoes, The Sims 3 with exercising, Diablo 3 without healing potions, and so on. In my opinion, the ideas were good, but I simply wasn't satisfied with my work. I just felt it was mediocre. And I just simply didn't like it. If I was more passionate about it, I would have dedicated more time to it, and perhaps it would have been more entertaining to watch. But time, I'm afraid, is the biggest foe of them all. Time is merciless. It keeps going forward and it waits for nobody. Hence, I didn't create many videos throughout this decade. I was trying to come back though, but I couldn't commit to it 100%. And I was slowly beginning to dislike the idea of Let's Plays. It just simply wasn't fun anymore. Also, 6 years ago, my life has become tougher and more serious, as I have lived through street homelessness. I have lost everything in that time. Or at least the majority of my stuff. I still was able to keep hold of at least something, but pretty much most of the stuff was just gone. And I have survived. And obviously at that time making videos was not my top priority. But at this point I'm thinking, would be pretty interesting just to have actual recorded stuff. But I wasn't sure how I would actually implement it onto my channel. And would that have actually been a good idea? Who knows? However, despite all of this, I have come back on my feet. After that experience, I was just simply busy rebuilding my life. And it took me a very long time to get to where I am now. So, what has changed? Well, I am 10 years older now, which makes it 26. Almost 27 in less than 2 months. I have got the roof over my head sorted out, at least for a decent amount of time. I have not finished education due to homelessness, but I have managed to get an amazing job almost 4 years ago. I have found a special person in my life, and we have fantastic time together so far. I hope our time will continue being amazing for many, many years to come. I haven't given up video games completely, although it was my intention, just so I could have more free time to do other stuff. But I recently came back to it, unfortunately, but not to the extent I used to be in. Mainly because, again, work, personal life, all that stuff. However, I have started a project about 26 weeks ago. It's a podcast, which I've decided to call Smile Once Again. And the purpose of this podcast was, and still is, to basically gain optimistic vibes, talk about positive things that have happened either recently or just concepts of positivity in general. And just simply share good vibes. And I've released 26 episodes so far, and I'm still liking it to some extent, and it is a pretty fun project. If you're interested to have a look at it, I have put the link down in the description. Now, what I want to warn you about is that this project is completely separate from this channel, so obviously I'm not going to say things there that I'm saying here. So I'm just trying to separate these two, let's say, entities. Smile Once Again podcast is all about one topic, whilst this channel is me just trying to create, if that makes sense. And also the fact is that the podcast is, well, considered to be safe for work, but I'm not entirely sure if this is the idea, but hopefully people still enjoy it. But where are we going now? I know I haven't been uploading for a while, but good news is I have recently gathered some inspiration, and I will attempt to create something I have tried doing for a very long time. I understand how to implement it the way I like it, and I think the best way to start it will be here on my YouTube channel. With that being said, I would like to share my sincerest thanks and appreciation for your patience. And I'm glad those who have remained here with me, they didn't leave, at least not yet. Apart from that big project that I just discussed, I may just create some things here and there, but the idea still remains the same. I want to create something personal. I don't want to depend on other people's content that much. because I think the idea of YouTube was to broadcast yourself, not broadcast yourself through others. I know YouTube is a different place right now. It has become, let's say, more corporate, and I also think that the society has changed as well. And don't worry, I'm not going through that. We live in the society stage. It's just my personal observation. So hopefully, what I'm going to release is not going to be considered as extremely offensive. If it is, well, it's your problem. But again, I'm gonna try and be as civil as I can. Or at least I'm not going. I will do my best and not release anything absolutely ridiculous or extreme to some extent. But we'll see how it goes. Obviously, the law is the word, and the law is a very important word, rather. So I'm going to stick to it to the best of my ability. But yeah, I do hope that the things that will happen in the future and the things that I will create in the future will satisfy both myself and yourself. So it is up to you if you want to stay tuned, but it will be a pleasure to know that you have decided to stick in. So again, thank you for your patience, or simply thank you for listening. Have a fantastic evening, and thank you, YouTube, for keeping me here for 10 years. I hope this year is not going to be disappointing. Good night.